SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome in on this Wednesday. If you are hearing the sound of my voice, there's a high likelihood that you are in a tornado watch. If you just cut the state of Mississippi into thirds, north half, central, or north third, central, bottom third. The central third is you're in a tornado watch. So be careful today. We got some bad weather coming through the state. It's moving a little bit south. The threat keeps going a little bit further south as the day goes on. But it's still going to impact a very large number of you. When you hear the sirens, pay attention. Don't just, put on the news. Be locked into Super Talk News. We will give you updates if we need to throughout the course of this show. And just don't be stupid. If there is a tornado headed in your direction, go into an interior room and just ride it out because it's just safer that way. The amount of stories you see nationwide of people getting hurt or worse by just being reckless with dangerous storms is unfortunately way too high. Don't be one of those people. Be safe because we want to see you right back here tomorrow for Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm Michael Borkey. He's Brian Hadad. Got a lot to talk about. I'm going to have some fun with just a football scenario thing. Well, we'll get to here in a little bit. We'll talk about baseball last night. Got some links for you. Who was the unluckiest and the luckiest quarterback in college football last year? Tom Fornelli did some research. Blake Shapen shows up on the list, so we'll talk about that and more with you. So glad you guys are here.
We are glad you have joined us here in the Pearl River Resort studios. Pearl River Resort is where your next great weekend is going to start. We got a notice yesterday. Somebody hit us up on the C-Spire text line. It said Geyser Falls opening, I believe, May 16th. So
oh, wow.
Great summer fun is about to be happening, but it's always fun at Pearl River Resort. Book your stay now at pearlriverresort.com. C-Spire text line is open to you at 601-879-4395. With C-Spire, it's easier than ever to get all the devices you want in one move with the Ultimate Connect bundle. Right now, new and current customers can get a free phone, watch, and tablet, plus 100 gigs of data for just $90. That includes the new iPhone 17 or Samsung Galaxy S26 for free with a free smartwatch and a free tablet to go with it. Don't wait. There's more to see. Visit cspire.com or stop by your local C-Spire store today. C-Spire inspired by you.
Back-to-back school-related stories to start the show from yesterday to today. You ever seen the movie in Billy Madison?
Wait.
Where
start.
The scene in the movie Billy Madison?
Okay, I was like, I haven't seen in Billy Madison, no, but I have seen Billy Madison.
There is a scene in the movie, if you haven't seen it, where he is waiting for the bus, and he's a middle-aged man waiting on the school bus, and the bus just drives right past him.
Back to school.
I witnessed that happen to a poor high school kid today. I was walking in the neighborhood. It's like 7:30 or so. The elementary school buses come so much earlier than the middle school, and then, of course, the high school bus. And so I'm on my morning walk in the neighborhood. There's this kid standing at the end of his driveway, and I don't know why this happened. The bus just vroom, right past him. It doesn't stop at all.
Just looking around.
He just looks at me and goes, well, guess I'm not going to school today, and turned around and walked right up his driveway.
That'll work. Can't be blamed.
It's not his fault. So he missed school today, apparently.
Very nice.
And I'm not going to tell his I'm not taking you to school. You just go hang out and play Xbox, brother. It's their fault, not yours. But that made me laugh so bad.
That's a good, yeah. I mean, what are your parents going to say? Like, hey, if you don't like this, buy me a car.
And I know I'm a witness too. Like they can come knock on my door. Was little Johnny not going to say his name?
I bet if the kid is like, I got a witness, that guy who was down the way, the famous one.
Yeah, they know who I am. Just in the neighborhood. If he gets in trouble with mom and dad, he needs to come knock on my door because he'll be like, yeah, I watched it happen.
I watched the bus drive right past him.
And it's not like he was hiding. He was at the end of his driveway, just like, I'm here, ready for my day. And they didn't pick him up.
Yeah.
Somebody says, this is the first text of the show. Now, there's been a lot of golf talk, but how about Bryson going back to sucking again? Gosh, he gave awful quotes about how, one, he said that if the tour doesn't welcome him back, he'll just go to YouTube where he can dub his content into other languages and just play in tournaments that want him, and also everybody needs to put the egos aside. Like, bizarre. Just truly bizarre deal. Also, Hadad's wearing a golf shirt, kind of, today.
So, I want to tell you about this shirt.
It's a great shirt.
I got this shirt from my wife, and she can't fit into it anymore. She's too small for it now. So, I was like, well, let me see if I can fit into it. This is a 2X.
Let's go.
So there you go.
And honestly, it's not tight.
No, it's not tight at all. Like I'm wearing it comfortably.
It looks good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then Marty wants to know my thoughts on him saying he just plans to grow his YouTube channel and play select tournaments if Liv folds. I mean, yeah, he does well on YouTube. It's like he's negotiating from no position to negotiate from. It's really interesting. Like a year ago, sure, because he had another option. Liv can't pay him $500 million in his new contract. The Saudis have pulled out completely. He has no grounds to negotiate from. And so if this is a negotiating tactic, it's laughable because there's no alternative for him. There's no alternative. And his return to the tour is not going to drive ratings in a way that justifies giving him a sweetheart deal that is better than what Brooks got, for example. The individual players don't move the needle that much, as evidenced by the tour's ratings continuing to rise, even though they lost Rahm and Bryson in particular. They didn't lose viewership at all. They gained after those guys left. So individual players just don't move the needle at all.
Yeah.
And if he thinks that playing with the Brian brothers on their YouTube channel at goat tracks around the country is going to be adequate prep for the Masters, of which he just missed the cut, sure, buddy. I mean, like, Brian Rolap hears that and probably just laughs. He needs the tour a lot more than the tour needs him. Now that Liv is dead. So, bizarre deal. Really weird. I don't quite understand it. Because, again, Rory McIlroy said it today. He was exactly right. It's venue. That's what moves the needle. It's platform. That's what moves the needle. It's not me. I don't do anything. I could leave tomorrow and be replaced, and not a single viewer is going to leave with me. He's exactly right. And the proof is in the actual numbers. You can't speak in generalities or whatever Bryson was doing when you have tangible numbers that say otherwise. That'd be like me going to SuperTalk and say, hey, guys, I'm worth $1 million. If you don't pay me $1 million, sorry, you guys are just going to have to do a show without me. You know what they're going to say? Okay. Sure, yeah, absolutely, Michael. We will do a show without you, and it'll be fine. Go on and do your YouTube.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
If Borkey leaves, don't worry. This show will be fine.
You got to know what your value is.
I just realized what you did, by the way, on Twitter. Like, I was wondering. I didn't really look at it. I was just wondering why we didn't just retweet. And we had our we got the graphic. And then I saw the made with AI. I was like, what's made with AI? And then I saw it.
Brian Hadad going to start for Mississippi State in Game 3 this weekend.
That first pitch, Neil Price will have time to do both starting lineups from the time it leaves my hand to the time it gets to the plate. And then when it gets rocket launched the other way, you ever seen a baseball get shot out of a bazooka? That's what it's going to look like.
It might be
48-mile-an-hour fastball of mine gets over the plate.
It could be one of those situations, though, like what you see in Major League Baseball sometimes when a team.
I was thinking when you play those teams in the midweek that have like some guy throwing 64 out there, the first time through the order, it's tough trying to figure that out. But in the second, I can only do one trip through the order. That's all I can give you, maybe 25 to 30 pitches.
Oh, see, now somebody says the show may actually gain listeners. Now, that's not true.
I didn't know my mom was on this.
That's not true.
I didn't even know she knew how to text.
All right. I contribute something here.
Yeah.
Agony.
You read some stuff every now and then when I'm not looking.
See?
Yeah, see? That's a contribution.
601-879-4395. Someone says, good afternoon, guys. I've driven about 240 miles through the state today. Whew. Long day for you. And the weather is going to be gnarly. The rain in some places was already heavy. Stay safe. That's from Nathan. Appreciate you. Nathan, glad that you are here. We will talk about what happened in Starkville last night. Jeff Lebby's offense, not putting up good numbers against Nichols. Only 21 points, and that's not good enough.
Hold on. That was the baseball team.
That was the baseball team. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Also, Alabama, you want to host, boys. Last night could have gone better for you. Yeah. So we'll talk about that and more with you. We'll be back.
From the flatlands of Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Every minute worth waiting for.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Mississippi State got in the red zone 4 times in the first yesterday, but just couldn't punch it in. 4 field goals did the Bulldogs settle for in the first. Added a few more points. Went for 2, did Jeff Lebby in there as well. Mississippi State just didn't do enough offensively, but Zach Arnett's defense held Nichols down to just 6 points as the Bulldogs win 21-6 to, wait a minute, it's May. And we're talking baseball. Hey, Dad, did you go to the ballpark last night, and was a 12-run first inning really enjoyable, or some of the worst baseball you've ever seen?
I didn't go. I was just keeping up with it and watching it, and I was just like, is this ever gonna? This is pretty bad. I thought about it, and I'm talking about it on tomorrow's podcast. But you know how, like in basketball, they talk about like if you're in a slump, sometimes just making a shot will break you out of it. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's the case here. You know, you're not playing a great team in Nichols. Certainly, no other SEC team would have lost to them, right, Marty? But that's
wait a minute. That's right. LSU lost to Nichols.
But I can't help but wonder if just clubbing them like that, 5 home runs. Reed Stallman getting back in the lineup with 2 home runs and 4 hits. Jacob Parker, his second grand slam of the season. Ace Reese with a home run. Everybody just getting in on the action. Maybe that, just seeing it happen, even against a poor team, gets you excited and gets you ready to play baseball and gets you back in the right mindset for what is going to be a massive series with the Auburn Tigers this weekend. So, for State, I hope that that's the case. I think it can be, but they also did the other thing, which was they didn't use a whole lot of pitchers in this one. Run rule shortened game. They didn't go with a lot of guys, so they should be pretty fresh. State's announced its rotation, a much awaited return. State will go Tomas Valinkis on Thursday, Duke Stone on Friday, and it is TBA on Saturday. I'm a little surprised by that, to be honest with you. I thought that they might go the other way and TBA it on Thursday. If it was Foster, they would just say Foster. So it's not going to be Foster, I don't think. It must be somebody else. My first guess is Jack Bauer. Maybe you can get him to give you 2 trips through the order and then try to bullpen it up. Auburn, we've talked about it, I think. They have to change what they're doing as far as the rotation goes as well, because their ace pitched on Saturday because they had to play a doubleheader last week. They didn't play a Friday game. That means that if Volinkus is going up against somebody who's not Auburn's ace.
Oh, and LSU beat Nichols, by
did
the
they?
way.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was...
I was thinking of that other Louisiana school they lost to. That's my bad.
Yeah, they lost to UL, Louisiana, the Cajuns. Oh, and also McNeese. They lost to them, too.
I was thinking of that. My bad. I make mistakes just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Anywho, I think that I think that State's this game one with Volinkus, it's a must-win for Mississippi State. They have to win that game to give themselves a chance to win this series, and their bats are going to have to show up, so I'm hopeful that what happened last night gets them going in the right direction.
In the scenario that does happen, and I've talked about it before, I don't like the fact that you play 3-game series during the season, and then come regional play, you have to play more than that, sometimes, on the weekend. I don't like that format. And then the same thing with the first round, so to speak, in Omaha. It's the same thing. It runs counter to what you're used to all season. It'd be like the college football playoff being 5 quarters instead of 4. It doesn't make any sense. But that is how it is. If Mississippi State were to have to play a game 4 in a regional, is Billingsley the guy? And if so, is that a point of concern?
I don't think Billingsley would be the guy in a game 4. I think they would go maybe Bauer. It obviously would depend on who's already pitched, right? But maybe Maddox Miller could start for you. Maybe Brendan Sweeney. Maybe Tyler Pitzer could be that guy. I think Billingsley, and it also depends. I'll be honest with you. If State gets a 4 seed, that's a lower group of 6 team, one of those low mid-major teams, I wouldn't be against throwing Billingsley in that game in game 1 and then going Volinkus, Stone, and then whoever the rest of the way. And also another thing to consider is that for State that when is McPherson going to come back? Because that gives you another layer to this, right? If he's back, do you feel good enough, about your 4th starter in that regional situation? Who you would put there? I think McPherson could be back maybe as early as this weekend. I don't know. I think for sure if he's back next weekend, you feel really good about being able to ramp him up to give you a good contribution in the postseason. Maybe find a way to throw an inning or 2 next week. Maybe in the SEC tournament, find a way to give him 2 or 3 innings and then just kind of go from there. So I would feel if Billingsley was my starter in a do or die game, I wouldn't feel overly great about it, but you can get him in there in some against a lower level team, and he can give you some good innings.
Somebody says Ben Davis if they don't use him much in the regional.
I'm interested to see. Davis came out of the game this past weekend with back tightness, and as I said on the podcast, I sympathize. I understand lower back pain better than most as a 50-year-old man. I think that Davis is probably better suited to the role of a guy and give you some innings in middle relief. I don't think he should be your closer, but if you can give him the lead in the 7th and 8th, I feel really good about getting him to get you to Maddox Webb, who I think is probably the best suited to be the closer for Mississippi State.
And then somebody says the Billingsley experiment needs to end. He's been more bad than good. Do you agree there? I mean it is midweek games, and
it's midweek games. He gave up what? 4 runs, something like that. I mean,
he gave up.
I don't have
5 runs.
I don't have a problem with pitching like that when
Only 2 strikeouts.
When you have 16 runs on the board, just throw strikes, pitch to contact, get outs. You're not trying to fool anybody at that point. You're just trying to get out of there. I don't have a problem with that. Billingsley's been good enough to pitch in the midweek.
And McPherson coming back does.
Yeah, it changes a lot.
It does. It certainly should anyway.
Yeah. If Foster were reliable, my goodness, you would feel really good with McPherson, Volinkus, Stone, and Foster as your 4th guy, but I just don't see how you can rely on him at this point.
Yeah. So that was last night. You win big, you run rule, you move on. Good, just good stuff there. Elsewhere in the SEC, Florida took care of North Florida. Tennessee took care of Presbyterian. Vanderbilt got a win that they needed over Louisville. Not a particularly good Louisville team, but if Vanderbilt's going to make a case for the postseason, they couldn't have lost that one last night, and they did not. A&M beat Prairie View. Auburn beat UAB. Texas beat UTSA. LSU beat Tulane. The Tigers may try to get into the postseason, but they have Georgia this weekend.
They finished with Georgia and Florida. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. And then there's Alabama. The Crimson Tide back into the right side of the hosting bubble after a successful weekend. They are 2 games above 500 in SEC play. That is a big deal. And I don't think this is going to change that standing depending on this weekend. But Alabama got smoked by Troy last night, 6-1 on the road, so I guess that does help. Their RPI is 5. Their strength of schedule is 3. They're probably okay.
Didn't drop.
But Alabama,
that's
great weekend.
Loss.
You get back on the right side of hosting, and then that's what you do? That's tough.
You know who had a bad night last night is Texas A&M, and they won.
Kansas also lost last night.
Well, Texas A&M, their problem was they won 16-7 against the number 302 RPI team. So they dropped from 8 to 11 in the RPI with a win. I'm telling you right now, and you're going to see it next week. Look at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is in a very precarious situation, right? They play at Texas A&M this weekend, right? If they lose that series, they're going to probably drop from, 13 to 15? Then they're going to play this UT Martin team that, regardless of result, is going to that could drop to 16.
You've seen cancellations everywhere. Miami did it. NC State.
It may have to happen. They may have to figure something out because
especially if they only win
one
this weekend. Hey, Dad, if they only win one,
you can't play that game. You got to rethink.
But here's the thing.
You've got to rethink the way you're scheduling at this point. Auburn. I looked at Auburn today. Auburn has only played 15 games, quad 3, quad 4 all year. State has played 15 quad 4 games. It's like Auburn, all they play they do a good job of finding some midweek games that boost their RPI. You got to start scheduling like that. You got to schedule a couple of road games. If you're State, you're Ole Miss, schedule games at Troy, at South Alabama.
Exactly. That would be my response. Is like. A lot of these games are getting canceled.
Schedule those games in the midweek. Don't. Right. State's played 3 SWAC teams this year. That's you can't do that. You just can't.
It's when you scheduled this game, there was no chance that UT Martin was going to help you. So if you cancel it now,
I got it back.
Why did you play it?
A&M is at Ole Miss, but regardless, Ole Miss can't afford to lose that series and then play a team that's in the 270s. I think we said. In RPI.
But why would you schedule it at all then? Because this is what they were always going to be.
Yeah.
So it's almost, if you cancel it at this point, it's like you should have known this ahead of time. What was the point of even slapping it on here? I don't know. We'll see what they do. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
From theseabrook.com, check this out. Sports Talk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi.
I'm in a hurry to get things done. Oh, I rush till life's no fun. All I really gotta do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry and don't know why.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Bubba says, this is Bubba, that Mike Bianco makes too much money to put his team in a situation like this. And I mean, this isn't new, right? They, in the past, have had these late non-conference games against teams with bad RPIs. They did cancel one in the past, and that helped them get into the tournament and then win the national championship. But again, I would not sympathize with a decision to cancel this game. I don't know. I don't think they will. I don't know if anybody's talked about that or not. So far, looks like they're doing it, unless something changes. But if that changes, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that, it was great. Yeah, good job. Yeah, you can understand why NC State canceled a midweek game. They're on the bubble, right? They have an off chance of getting in. But again, this is not like it's a game that you scheduled against a Southern Miss who out of nowhere was awful. UT Martin was always going to hurt you. And so if you decide that playing UT Martin in the last week of the season is going to hurt you too much, I'm sorry. This is a decision you made a long time ago, and I think you need to stick with it. I just don't sympathize with, well, this game could hurt us, and so we can't play it. You knew it when you scheduled it.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to hear that this time around.
I think Christian Ostrander has it right. Like, get to the last 2 weeks, be done. Just conference games. Focus on that. Get ready for the postseason. Why are we stretching anybody? Play your midweek games. Find a week where you can play 2 midweek games instead of having having to drag this all the way out. State's done now, but even then, I don't know that it didn't hurt them, but could have. And then, with Ole Miss, if they drop this series and they're like 15th, playing that game is going to put them at 16 or 17, and then you're talking about real danger of missing out on hosting at that point.
Yeah. Next time, don't schedule UT Martin in the last week of the season. What would be my response? Maybe that's cynical. I know, we're supposed to defend everything that they all do. I wouldn't defend that. You shouldn't have scheduled it in the first place. But because you did, you should play it.
Yeah.
That's just. That's
last
how I feel.
Last time Ole Miss canceled a game like this, though, they did win a national title. Maybe they should stick to that.
Shout out John Cohen.
Yes, just
the gift that keeps on giving to Mississippi State. He did such great things there.
That's not accurate, but okay.
He's so helpful to so many in the state of Mississippi.
True Mississippian, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, rising tide lifts all boats, man. That's
something like that, yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
You do get sometimes, and all it is trying to get likes on Facebook, but like when Ole Miss is making a run or State's making a run at something. Oh, I'm just happy for the state of Mississippi. This is great for the state of Mississippi. No, it's not, you liar. No, it's not. You're sad that it's not your team.
Yeah. It's like a thoughts and prayers kind of thing. And
you're trying to get sympathy likes on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look, this is great for the state of Mississippi. Yeah, I'm sure Oktibbeha County loved Ole Miss's run into the postseason. They loved it. Oh, my gosh. I mean, after that Sugar Bowl, is it Mayor Sproul? I bet she was just, got into her...
She might have been. Don't
got into her office on Monday and was like, yes, let's go Rebs.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's what I wanted to see. No. The hay is in the barn. I agree. Does UT Martin still get paid? When these games get canceled, I do think the schools end up paying them.
They probably end up paying them, but that's the point, though. These games shouldn't be scheduled. You could have played UT Martin back in, March, and it would be, it's probably the same RPI hit, but it would be different because it's not so sudden, right? You would know where you were, as opposed to you're going to wake up on, Wednesday morning and be like, dang, we're down to 17.
Yeah, and
Ole Miss can fix all this. By the way, they could just beat Texas A&M twice, and it wouldn't be. It's not going to be a problem.
And then beat Alabama twice, and you're in.
And then it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Look, if they don't cancel it, then also I will come on here and say good move because others did it and you chose not to. Good move. That's what should have happened, and all for that.
Yeah.
Our friend David Cavucci at Foya Ball, by the way,
he is a friend of the show.
Did a deep dive into the private jet travel of all the people that attended the Save College Sports Summit at the White House.
No. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to know this number. I don't want to know it, dude.
Oh, it's really funny. My favorite one, though, is Nick Saban, who's been on a crusade. Oh, gosh, guys, money's a problem. The money is a problem. We got to stop that. And he flew on Alabama's plane back to his home in Florida worth over $17 million. His oceanfront property next to, what is it, Celine Dion? Isn't that who he has a house next to? For $17 million. He flew on Alabama's plane. Alabama flew him to D.C.
His former coach. Well, he doesn't work there anymore.
Well, he draws a $500,000 a year paycheck from Alabama still.
I guess.
To do what? Big mystery there.
Yeah.
But Alabama paid to fly Nick Saban from his $17 million oceanfront property to D.C. to complain about money to fly him back to his $17 million oceanfront property in Arizona. If you buy that, I'll throw the Golden Gate in free. And then flew that plane back to Tuscaloosa. It's just the irony, guys.
How much was it? You didn't say.
You got to read the article. It's a whole breakdown. But
so you're just not going to tell me? Did you read the article?
I'm going through it literally right. Like I just saw it.
You
like
brought
it
it up.
literally
I
just
was
happened. I brought it up because of that anecdote.
You did all this. You gave me all that stuff, and I'm like, what's the number?
Because they claimed that it only cost them $100 a person to go.
Oh, you know that's not true.
And that was the premise. It was like Alabama flew their private jet, picked Saban up, flew the jet up, dropped him off, flew it back. That's a little more than $100.
Yeah.
That's why. And he's not delivering the wrong message. He's just the wrong messenger.
Right.
All this stuff about we need to go back to the days of parity. Give me a break.
There was never those days.
When you were dominating the sport, did you advocate for...
exist. There wasn't parity. That wasn't parity. This is parity. Yeah. Indiana just won the national title. This is parity.
It's different. Explain how it's different.
What he's saying is parody.
Yeah, Parody.
Yes, yes. It's a joke.
Not ITY, ODY.
Yeah.
And then he talks about the NFL model. Well, did you advocate for a cap on how many 5-stars you could sign at Alabama? Did you advocate for a cap on your assistants?
No.
What your salary pool was?
No. The answer to all your questions you're about to ask is no.
So then you really aren't an advocate for parity at all.
No.
Because
you're an advocate for what gets Alabama back to being Alabama.
Yes. Precisely. But anyway, we don't want to have that conversation. 601-879-4395, the C Spire text line. We're going to have, I don't know if it'll be fun. I hope it'll be fun. A little exercise around college football.
I don't like the exercise.
We'll do that after the break, but I do want to drop this in here. Brian Kelly, the ever-authentic Brian Kelly, is not done coaching. He doesn't want to be done coaching anyway. And in an interview with USA Today, he mentioned that AI is helping him prepare for interviews to get back into coaching. Here's a quote. Every day, I'm trying to do my due diligence using Claude and AI, asking questions to build some of those answers that I think can be helpful for me as I get in front of an athletic director.
Okay. Sure.
You shouldn't have said that. Because if I'm an AD and you already have issues with authenticity, like people already don't believe that, the family and all that stuff, you already have a likability issue. And now you've told the whole world that your answers in an interview are not going to be written by you, but by our robot overlords.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling people? These aren't my answers. I'm not telling you how I am going to run a program. I am crafting my response thanks to AI to try to get you to buy it. That's what he told everybody. Use it if you want. Don't tell them that you're using it.
I mean, you wouldn't, if you were a student, you wouldn't be in there like, I used AI to write this paper. Of course I did.
I mean, it's like...
No, you wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's like when Kewan Lacey had a tweet in support of somebody and he left the quotation marks in it. It's
good
like
point
you're
here
telling everybody.
On the C Spire text line. It would take an AD that only had artificial intelligence to hire him again. So what you're saying is Brian Kelly, next head coach at Ohio State University.
Could you imagine? If Ryan Day gets an NFL gig and Ross Bjork hires Brian Kelly?
Yes, I could imagine it now that you mention it. Sure. I could absolutely imagine it.
No cupcakes. No cupcakes, Ross Bjork.
No.
Jeez. All right. When we come back, and for however long this lasts, I am giving myself and Brian Hadad a new title.
Oh.
Owner of SuperTalk. That's your title. No.
Oh. You're fired.
Not if I fire you first.
You just made me the owner.
Both of us. Yeah. Same title.
Yeah.
Not commissioner. Not leader. Not director. No.
Yeah.
The communist ruler. The dictator of college football.
El Capitan.
What 5 changes would you make as the dictator of college football? We'll do that when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi. Don't go anywhere.
You're hearing Sports Talk Mississippi.
What? This is So awesome on Super Talk, Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm going to see how many ball knowers there are out there. Got a little theme music for our next exercise here.
That's the Richard Cross in the Morning entry music, isn't it?
If you know what this is from,
Comrade Cross.
If you know what that's from, text it on the C Spire text line, 601-879-4395.
For the glorious sport of college football, comrades.
All right. 5 changes that you would make. You have assumed power as the dictator of college football. You don't have to jump through any hoops, no committees, no NCAA, nothing. What you say goes.
I like this.
What are the 5 things that Comrade Hadad is doing to college football?
Well, first thing first, we're going to shut down all operations at the University of Mississippi. That's done. It's over. It never existed. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to lock. First, number one is this. We are going to go through at least a 5-year period of no change. No conference realignment. No change to the college football playoff. We're going to stay at 12.
So your change is no change.
My first change is no change. See, I'm not a communist. Communist is big, sweeping changes. I would be more right-leaning. I'm more of like, let's keep things the way they are. I'm a reactionary. So we're gonna lock in the playoff at 12. We're going to continue to keep the rules the way they are. We're going to keep the way that conferences are right now. They cannot no realignment whatsoever allowed for the next, all rules. The rules that are now are the rules that are going to be for the next 5 years. We're going to give everything that's happening right now a real 5-year sample size to see what works and what doesn't. Right now, we're letting stuff happen for 9 months, and then we're saying, no, that doesn't work. We got to change it. How do we know? We got to give these ideas time to bloom, time to breathe. So let's give everything. And I think fans want that. I think fans just want to have one off season of just all I really want to know is our depth chart. I don't need to know that the rules changed and all this other stuff. I think fans just want some calm. So I'm going to give it to them. 5-year moratorium on all changes to the sport of college football, other than the other 4 I'm about to announce.
Okay. So that's number one.
Everybody's saying this is from the Hunt for Red October, Rocky IV. That's not what the song is. That's what the movies were that had this song. It's the Soviet national anthem. What's wrong with y'all?
Well, I still have not seen the correct answer. It's from Call of Duty 4.
Well, I mean, there's that. It's still the Soviet Union's national anthem is all it is.
But that exact clip is from when the Spetsnaz, right? Isn't that what they're called, the Special Forces in Russia?
I believe so. I never played Call of Duty.
When you were them and your team won, that was the song played when it was over. That exact clip.
That makes sense.
Not a single ball knower, not one of them out there.
Wow.
Unbelievable. All right, so change number 1 is no change. Change number 2.
Somebody did say it. We have somebody on the text line. If you win as the Spetsnaz on Call of Duty 4, good times, man.
Heck yeah, there you go. So I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here he goes. I said that. There he is.
There he goes.
All right, number 2.
Number 2 is going to be we're gonna make a couple of we're gonna hit the rule that's bothered me the most of the past couple of years, and that's the fake injury rule. All right, we're just gonna make it a simple rule change here. If you leave the field for an injury, you may not return to the field until there's a change of possession. Simple as that. Because from a safety perspective, that allows me to know that whatever doctor was looking at you looked at you for long enough that you were able to be clinically diagnosed safe to come back on the field. All right, that was the thing that always got me was like. Guy comes off for an injury, and then he comes back on for the next, he's back on one play later. No doctor in the world is looking at a guy and in 30 seconds telling me, yeah, he's good, get him back, because it's fake.
Yes.
So we just take it. So if you're going to do that with your starting running back, well, he's out. He's out until there's a change, until your next offensive possession. So if you do it on first down on a drive, you could drive the football. Well, that's your own fault. So that way, if you do this, the only way you have injury timeouts is for real injuries, and those do need timeouts. So yeah, that rule. Kiffin. I mean, it irked me to no end. It irked Cross a lot more when I faked an injury, by the way. You saw how mad Richard got when I faked an injury? That's how the rest of college football felt watching Ole Miss do it.
That was so funny.
Yeah, it's still to this day one of my favorite bits. That's my first legit rule change.
All right, so we've got 2 down, 8 more to go. Well, 9 because I did 6, but one of them is a free space. So 2 down, 8 more to go. We will finish those after the news. Sports Talk Mississippi, Hour 1 in the books. Again, I remind you, I don't know how serious it's going to be. I am not a weatherman. I do know that there is a tornado watch until 11 o'clock for a large portion of the state, mostly all of central Mississippi. Be careful. Be safe. Check on your people, especially if you hear that there's something headed towards their area, because we want to see you guys tomorrow. We'll keep talking Communist, Hadad, and Borkey, the dictators of college football, and what we would do when we come back.
Come on. Are we going to do this? Back to Sports Talk Mississippi.
Keep rolling. 3, 2, 1.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Show, but the pain still grows. Some stranger to you and me.
This is my favorite part. Don't let Tyson hear that I did an impression of it. Well, I don't want to get in trouble. Sports Talk Mississippi here with you on a Wednesday afternoon. I had to think about that for a second. Right now, you can own the John Deere compact tractor you've always wanted. Guys, if bad weather today means grass-growing weather, all right? And that's how we got to look at things. And you need to be taking care of your yard, and you need to be taking care of it with a John Deere mower or tractor from our friends at Ag Up. Right now, great deals available at Ag Up. 0% financing on all 1 through 4 series models. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. And you can find out all about it. You can come and talk to me about those details a week from yesterday. So I guess 6 days from now, Borkey and I will be in Hattiesburg at Ag Up, and we're going to have a great deal for you there. You just come by, get a quote on a compact tractor, and you're going to be immediately eligible to win a new John Deere generator and power washer. Again, you don't have to buy the tractor. You'll want to buy the tractor, don't get me wrong. But all you got to do is just get the quote, and you're going to be automatically entered to win. That's Tuesday, May 12th, at Ag Up in Hattiesburg, 7000 Highway 49 from 3 to 6. Please come by and say hello to us. So,
all right. If you're just joining us, we are the dictators of college football. And also, I've noticed on the text line, too, people are taking that literally, and they should. You don't have to worry about the Constitution. You don't have to worry about the Supreme Court when you're making your fixed college football rules. You got contract stuff in there. Absolutely.
Unlimited power.
You got all the power in the world. Hey, Dad's given 2 of his 5 so far. One of them was he wouldn't change at all.
Yeah.
The second one,
snap my fingers. I got whatever I want.
The second one was related to fake injuries,
yeah.
And if you have to leave the game, you have to leave the game for a while.
Yeah, you actually have to leave the game.
What's number 3?
Number 3, any game that is determined to be a historical rivalry must be played. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, you have to play each other every year.
Oh, but we can't because the schedule is too hard.
Silence! As the college football dictator, I have decreed it. USC, Notre Dame, you must play each other every year. Now, people are going to ask, isn't that subjective? You know, what is a rivalry? I think it's like
you decide.
It's
you
like
decide.
Well, no, it's like pornography. I know it when I see it, right? It is as simple as that. Oklahoma. Did the game have a name? Bedlam. That's a historical rivalry. Did the game have a trophy? Did you know that USC Notre Dame has a trophy?
No. What is it?
It's a shillelagh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
cool.
You got to keep playing it. All historical rivalries resumed and locked in for perpetuity.
All right. Number 4.
Do we need to do the targeting thing now? Is that where we need to go ahead and break that rule change?
It sounds like they're kind of fixing it already, but they haven't gone far enough.
Let's just make it what it is. It's yellow card, red card. 2 yellows is a red card. Simple as that. You can target a guy. You can target a guy if it's accidental targeting. You're like the guy shifted his body at the last second and you hit him helmet to helmet, and we can clearly tell that. That's a yellow card. Don't do it again. 15-yard penalty. Don't do it again. If you headhunt a guy and it's obvious you launched and tried to take him out, that's a red card and you're immediately ejected. And I would love to go a step further and really do the soccer thing and say, now you got to play with 10 the rest of the way, because I think that would be hilarious to watch a football team play 11 on 10. I won't do that, but I am going to institute yellow card, red card for the targeting rule.
Like that. Mm-hmm. And number 5.
What do I want? What do I want done for 5? Oh, I've got it. The bowl, the playoff schedule. We're locking this in. All right.
All right.
All right. We are not having the 2-week gap anymore. We're doing 2 things with the playoffs. I can make 2 rules. I'm the dictator.
You're the dictator.
All right. 1. The
2
first
can mean 1 in your dictatorship.
First 2 rounds of the playoffs are at home.
It's one of mine.
All right. You can put the bowl title if you want. I don't care how you do it. Then both semifinal games will be on New Year's Eve. I'm sorry, on New Year's Day. New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do New Year's Day. And I don't care when the Rose Bowl is. I don't care. Listen to me, Rose Bowl people. Your cries of mercy will go unheeded by this regime. 2 games on New Year's Day, and then a week later on Saturday, January whatever, on Saturday, we will play the college football national championship game. And I don't really care what the NFL's doing. I don't care. College football is meant to be played on a Saturday, not a Monday night. We will play the college football national championship game on a Saturday. And if you want to watch that game, you'll watch it. And if you don't, you don't. But I don't care. We're playing on a Saturday.
All right.
Those are my decisions. And like it or not, like it or don't like it, you better learn to love it, because they are final.
All right, I've got 6. Oh, because...
Well, why not? You're dictator Mike.
One of them is a free space, though. Okay. The playoff remains at 12 teams, and the selection committee cannot have a sitting athletic director or president on it. It will be made up of former coaches and players that, after an interview process, prove that they are still locked into the game. Not every former coach and former player watches religiously like we do.
Yeah.
So you got to pass an interview in order to get on the board, and also select respected members of the media, people that we know are obsessed with football, like an Andy Staples. I know that guy will do an honest job. Even if you disagree with his selections, you know that there is no bias, there's no nothing, and you know that he will have consumed every snap of relevant football going into it. So 12-team playoff, a selection committee without a single suit on it. Now my real number 1. Mm-hmm. Restore the conferences.
Oh.
The Pac-12 comes back.
We're going all the way back.
We are going back. The Big Ten, you don't have 18 teams anymore. You have 11. Remember when you had your weird logo where it said Big Ten, but you had the number 11 in there, little design thing? That's what you're going back to. Texas and Oklahoma, you've been a good addition to the SEC. Sorry, you're back to the Big 12. You're back. Everybody's going back. The conferences made sense. They were regional, and they are all going back. We're going back to normal. We're going to have conferences again that make sense. Rutgers is not going to UCLA to play in front of 17,000 people for a conference game anymore.
I'm fine with this decision.
We are restoring conferences. Number 3, similar to what you said, all playoff games on campus. And then the semifinal, you can do neutral sites if you'd like. Yeah. All the other ones are played on campus. All of them are played on campus. And quite frankly, I might change my mind and make it only the national championship is at a neutral site, just like the NFL.
Okay. Don't have a problem with that. No problem with that. We're not going all the way back to the Southwest Conference, Marty.
No, the SEC will remain.
Yeah. Does it remain at 12, or is it? Do we?
A&M and Missouri can stay where they were.
But Texas and Oklahoma go back to the Big 12.
The maximum size that your conference can be is 12.
Okay.
In my dictatorship.
Okay.
The Big Ten having 18 teams is just an absurdity.
Yeah,
Sorry. It's just ridiculous. Number 4, contracts for everyone in the same style as the NFL. So player contracts, obviously. Enforceable contracts. Mm-hmm. When you sign a player, I'm fine with 2 years before they can transfer, whatever. An enforceable contract. Also for coaches. In the same way they exist in the NFL. If a coach is under contract at one school, a school that wants to hire him has to be granted permission to do so. And if you say no, the answer is no. I'm sorry. If your contract runs out, you can go wherever you'd like. But while you're under contract, you're coaching at the school in which you signed the contract for. And if that means you have to hire coordinators, welcome to professional sports. Kellen Moore got hired because he was a really successful coordinator, and there were no coaches at the end of their contracts that the Saints could have hired that were sitting head coaches. That's how it works in the NFL. That's how it will work in college football under my regime. And finally, the FCS game, everybody is required to play an FCS game for their spring game.
Okay.
You do a spring game, you can control it, you can make sure your players don't get hurt in what is otherwise a quote-unquote meaningless game. You invite a team in, fans will go, people will watch on television, and the FCS schools can still get, not as big, of course, but still get money for these games to keep their programs alive while not infiltrating the regular season. Because the Citadel at the end of the season shouldn't be allowed. So I'm not going to allow it anymore. But the Citadel still deserves money. And so you'll get it in the spring. We'll be back. Sports Talk Mississippi.
From the Venable Glass. Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
Come on, Super Talk Mississippi. Check this out. Are you ready? Yeah. Sports Talk Mississippi.
As you can imagine, a lot of your messages came in. To clarify, yes, I mean A&M and Missouri out of the SEC. Conferences are capped at 12 teams. We're going to have real conferences again that are really regional, back to the roots of the sport.
Okay.
And yeah, I think...
You sold me.
The FCS spring game, I think... I don't know if there's an appetite for it or not. Coaches don't want spring games. Frankly, I don't care. Yeah, sometimes you got to just do things, get over it. And if the FCS games go away, which is increasingly more likely, football programs, a lot of them are going to go away. They need that money. Let's get creative, find a way where Jackson State, Alcorn, my beloved Furman Paladins, etc., can get that money without having that second to last week of the year in the SEC where you have Chattanooga, etc., Tarleton State, whoever, on the schedule, because that's a joke. So.
Should just set it up here in the state of Mississippi. We just rotate. 1 year, Jackson State goes to State. The next year, they go to Ole Miss. The next year, they go to Southern. And then you do the same with Alcorn, and you do the same with Mississippi Valley.
I know people. It wouldn't be 65,000.
No reason to play outside of your state.
Yeah.
With FCS. Every state has enough FCS teams to cover their FBS teams.
And especially, I mean, could you imagine in early April, you got a baseball series going on. You play the spring game with Jackson State, and at halftime, quote-unquote halftime of the spring game, the sonic boom delivers. I mean, people would go. Not 65,000 people, but people would go.
If it was a real game, you'd get 40,000 people.
Yeah. And, of course, again, you can really control it. You can make sure that Trinidad or Camarillo aren't getting hit. You know, you can do things to make sure that you're protecting your guys. Play a lot of third and fourth stringers and stuff, but you can put on a real show. And since the television networks control everything, people would watch it.
Yeah.
People would absolutely watch it when they are desperate for content this time of year anyway.
Can we make it
on a Saturday night? Georgia versus what's an FCS program in Georgia? Is there one? There's got to be.
I'm sure there is.
Tennessee versus Chattanooga on a Saturday night at 7 o'clock Eastern. People are watching that.
Yeah.
Throw it on. People watch preseason games by the millions. People would certainly watch spring games by the millions.
I got another one.
All right.
The SEC Network is required by law during the offseason to only play classic games.
Heck yeah.
Right? We're not allowed to repeat spring games. When they do this team takeover day, it's not, hey, here's this volleyball. No offense to the volleyball teams, but nobody cares. I want to see classic games. You have the catalog, and they have to upgrade that. We need to come up with a subscription-based service, SEC On Demand, where I can watch any game I want to watch ever. If you want to put ads in there, that's fine. There were ads in the originals. I don't have a problem with that. That needs to exist. Get on it.
Yes, it does. All right. A lot of your texts. Let's get through them. This is fun. Why not? It's May 6th. Let's have some fun here. Number one, schedule. I don't know who this is from. No name attached to it, but it's still good. Schedule must align with academic calendar. Championship game has to be before or on January 1st. Portal opens after game for 2 weeks. Number two, playoff games will be played at the highest seeds home field until semifinals. Beautiful. Number three, conferences have to be regional. No more 16 teams per conference. You and me, speaking the same language. Number four, one free transfer. Then after that, you have to sit out unless you have graduated from said school. The old rule that, of course, got shot down in court because you can't restrict people's movement without their say. But this is a dictatorship. You can do whatever you want. Number five, referees have to answer questions in the press conferences after the game.
Oh, I like that.
I understand to a degree why we don't do that. But then again, I know the players are getting paid a lot now. But if Camarillo Taylor in the Egg Bowl throws an interception that seals the game for Ole Miss this year, he has to walk off that field before he even gets the chance, usually anyway, to shower and change his clothes.
Right.
He has to sit in front of cameras and media guys. What did you see? How do you feel? What happened?
Right.
Why did you throw that interception? Blah, 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 blah. But if Camarillo Taylor throws an interception, but Jay Crawford's foot is out of bounds, he catches the ball, but he steps out of bounds, but the ref calls him inbounds, and they go to replay. Not enough evidence to overturn the call because they're afraid to overturn calls sometimes.
It happens.
The official doesn't have to talk to anybody. Is that right? I don't think so.
No, I agree. I like that.
I don't think so. Somebody says 12 teams, no buys, win or go home. Last game January 1st. You can't. The math doesn't math on that. There have to be buys with a 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
You got to do 8 or 16.
Yeah, I don't mind the buys for the first four because they're going to get a home game.
Yes. Bo says Hadad needs to make a throw apples at Lane Kiffin Day.
So let it be done.
2-year NIL contracts except for senior year players. Player has to pay if leaving after 1 year. So, yeah, contracts.
Well, that's what you were talking about. Real contracts, yeah.
Real, actual, enforceable contracts. I don't remember what or when this exactly was sent, but somebody says, Hadad finally had a good idea.
Yeah, he's correct. That was my first good idea.
Your first good idea.
The rest have all been great ideas. Everything else I've ever said was a great idea.
Somebody says, no powder blue helmet, jerseys, or pants. You're nuts.
Now, you got to at least keep the helmets.
You're nuts.
Ole Miss, powder blue helmet, red jersey, gray pants. That is the classic Ole Miss look, in my opinion.
Louis says, what about players who have to leave the game because their helmet came off? I hate that rule.
Nah, that's a good rule.
Here's why it exists.
That's one where you can get one play, you come back in.
It exists because you can't trust the player to get his helmet on safely in that amount of time. What happens if his helmet comes off, he has to scramble to get it, there's a hurry-up offense, he can't even buckle his chin strap, the ball is snapped, and he has to go tackle somebody.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. That one stays.
Somebody says, drastically cut back / limit the number of people allowed on the sidelines.
I don't have a problem with that. There are some teams in particular that have just like a Noah's Ark worth of people down there on the sidelines, like boosters, fans, like and
it's like, how do you even control that many people? You can't, is the answer.
It's just essential personnel. If you're a booster, you're not allowed to stand on the sidelines.
And then you go watch an NFL game, and it's 1/5 of the amount of people on the sideline. And so players can get tackled out of bounds, and it's not like a bowling ball with a bunch of pins. Like, it's just a safer ordeal all around.
Yeah.
Targeting rule same as the NFL. Kirk with the laughing emoji says no cowbells. Jason also, all 5 of his are ban the cowbells.
It's a terrible idea.
Tyler says, I have a core memory of the USC Notre Dame game when Charlie Weiss was Notre Dame's coach. It was at South Bend, and the field grass looked like it was up to the players' ankles.
You got to slow them down sometimes. That was probably like the Reggie Bush year. Bush push.
When a player is ejected, is he suspended for the next week, too?
That's how soccer works. If you go to a straight red, you're out for the next week. Sometimes it's out. Sometimes if you get a straight red, you're out 3 weeks. I would just say ejected from the game is enough.
Somebody says cheaper beer 4 times. Oh, I skipped one, by the way. I only gave 4 of my 5.
Okay.
Halftime length goes from 20 minutes to 12, just like the NFL. Commercial breaks, we got to have them. 1 minute long only.
Wow.
No more of this 2 minute and 50-second crap where they don't start the clock on time and they do that after every other play. No. If you're going to commercial, you have 2 30-second ads, and then you got to come back. Superimpose them on the field. Do whatever you got to do. You have a commercial break every 2 minutes. Sitting in the stadium has become a miserable experience for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
The ones in the normal people seats anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, that was one I forgot to put out there. Somebody says cheaper beer times 4.
I get it. Yeah.
We'll keep going with this for a little while longer. Sports Talk Mississippi, having fun. Why not? It's a Wednesday in May. We'll be back in just a bit.
From theSeabrook.com.
Let the broadcasting of the disturbed continue.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Really glad that you guys are with us. few more of your messages on this front. Somebody says, or the Sugar Bowl is supposed to have the quarterfinals in the college football playoff. If it's against Boise State and Rutgers, the Sugar Bowl should be played in New Jersey if need be. I think it should be in home stadiums. Forget that.
Yeah.
Just
call it the Sugar Bowl.
Yep.
They'll still get all their ad revenue. Still get all the reads. Still get all the marketing. It's fine.
I can't read that message. The first half is Borkey would be a good dictator.
Yeah, don't read
Hadad
that
would
one.
be a good
Don't read
something
that.
else.
Don't read that one.
Marty says Arkansas belongs with A&M and Oklahoma and put Nebraska back as well. Just have a spring jamboree. Now, what would you think? Yeah, I didn't grow up really in the era with Arkansas not in the SEC. I only really remember Arkansas in the SEC.
I don't mind Arkansas being in the SEC. And they would be in this scenario, right? Arkansas and South Carolina survive. Arkansas can be in the SEC. I don't have a problem with that. Nebraska does need to go back to the Big 12, though. Nebraska-Oklahoma falls under my idea of historical rivalry. Nebraska-Oklahoma is absolutely a historical rivalry. No question in my mind. Nebraska going to the Big Ten was one of the worst decisions they ever made. I think they would go back if they could.
Yeah, I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
Aaron says, get rid of spiking the ball. It is an intentional grounding by every aspect of the rule. But doesn't the rule clearly outline that as an exception?
I believe it does, yeah. Hey, do we want to add one more? Do we need, I can't believe nobody said it. And Notre Dame has to join a conference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They can pick whichever one they want. I guess in your scenario, they got to find one that doesn't have 12. But in mine, I don't.
Big East, bring it back.
That's like the one conference bit of realignment I'm allowed to give myself there is Notre Dame, you've got to find a home.
Let's see. Brandon says limit commercials somehow. Here's what frustrates me the most. And if you heard, maybe you didn't, our interview with Greg Sankey at Media Days last year, I asked him, I said, you go to games. He's a well-traveled commissioner, goes to a lot of games, sometimes twice like two different ones in a day. When you sit in those games, you have to feel what the fans feel. 4-hour games, crazy amount of commercial breaks. It's not an enjoyable experience. Are you exploring other revenue pathways to limit commercial breaks? And his answer was basically, no. No, we're not. As I say all the time, soccer has one commercial break. One, and it's halftime. They generate billions of dollars. You don't need commercial breaks at the volume that college football does.
Right. We don't need extra point commercial break, kickoff commercial break.
Don't need that.
Especially then, sometimes it's like extra point commercial break, kickoff commercial break. That's the end of the quarter commercial break.
Yes.
That doesn't need that. It doesn't.
And they're long. We need them here. You got to pay
Also,
your bills, right? But you can superimpose logos on fields.
Yeah.
You can. This quarter's brought to you by
Put on the
C-Spire.
Scorebug. There's all sorts of things you can do. Also, the Velveeta shells and cheese commercial, I think that Jordan Rogers was in, that's out. That one's out. Nobody comes home from the game and they're like, man, can't wait to eat some shells and cheese. That commercial always bothered me. Just like, that was your game day tradition, big bowl of shells and cheese. By the way, they made 2 huge bowls of shells and cheese. Like, they had to obviously use 2 boxes. Who's doing this?
Nobody.
That's like 2,200 calories.
Have you ever seen the people that will
I like shells and cheese, though. I'm just saying.
Have you ever had like a fried mac and cheese ball?
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
I've had a cheeseburger where they had a thin fried mac and cheese.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
It was pretty sweet.
Good stuff.
Somebody says ban turf. I don't hate that for all outdoor venues. Indoor venues, obviously, you got to have them.
Yeah, some turf you have to have. I agree.
But I'm fine with an outdoor stadium being, you got to have grass if you're going to play outside. Fine with that. Challenge pass interference. The NFL tried that.
Yeah, it just didn't work. I think it didn't work on purpose, though. I think that's a conspiracy theory I buy into, that they were like, we're going to tell them we're doing this, but in reality, we're not actually changing anything.
Somebody says season ticket holders cannot sell tickets. That's a little. So I would adjust yours a little bit. If opposing fans end up in your seats, your tickets are gone. But I'm fine if you sell yours to people that are part of your school. That's fine.
There should just be a system where if I'm a season ticket holder and I'm in an area that we know is season tickets, if an opposing fan is there, I can send in a text or an email and be like, "This." You're encouraging snitching, but I don't have a problem with it. And you just say, "Hey, this person sold their tickets, and an opposing fan got them," and then they get an email and be like, "You can give them a strike." Be like, "If this happens again,
two-strike policy.
You will not be allowed to buy tickets again." Simple as that.
Shane says, hands to the face on stiff arms. I like that. I don't understand how running backs, receivers, whoever's carrying the ball, can put their full hand on the face mask of a defender and push it. But if a defensive tackle has his hands underneath the chin of an offensive tackle, it's a penalty. What's the difference between those two acts? There isn't one. That's a good one. Didn't think about that one at all.
Yeah, I like that.
Ricky says, if the Sugar Bowl moves around, how do you get the funds back to the city of New Orleans for all the people coming in and spending dollars on the economy? Sorry, this is a cynical response, Ricky. It's not our job to benefit New Orleans' economy.
And on top of that, yes, that I'm sure that day benefits the New Orleans. New Orleans is one of the most tourist-ridden cities in America. That one day isn't making a huge difference to all these businesses.
They like it.
I'm sure that doesn't hurt. It's just extra money probably at the end of the year. But no, I'm not. You're correct. We're in the business of college football, not tourism.
Yeah, and I mean they can have the Taylor Swift tour come and make up for it, and it'll be fine.
Oh,
they get Super Bowls and Final Fours.
That sounds great. Yeah,
all that stuff.
I'm sure you'll be there.
Oh, for sure. I couldn't miss it. F1 has zero commercials. Exactly. You can work around it. You can work around it. It's very easy to do. But again, Greg Sankey's response was, no, not changing a thing. Because we're all suckers, and he knows it. We're all going to watch, and he knows it. So he does not care. None of them care about you. Somebody says, for commercials, do a split screen. The play wouldn't have to stop. You say that, but the golf does it. They do the playing through, and you end up not really seeing the shots
tough.
anyway.
Yeah, it's tough. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Josh, yeah, same thing with the hands to the face here on targeting. Running back hits the hole and then drops his head straight down into the chest of a linebacker. That's not targeting, but when the reverse happens, it's targeting. Make that make sense.
Yeah.
Is it for player safety or not? Somebody says, be careful. Keyone has a bad you-know-what stiff arm. He does. He does. Luckily, this is a hypothetical thing. They're not changing that rule, at least not this year. Somebody says the schools have contract with SeatGeek and there's no way to control who buys them. In our dictatorship, there is. What do you mean there's no way to control? We control everything.
Yeah. We have the power.
When we walk into a room, everybody's got to cheer for us. That's part of the deal.
Oh, I didn't know we were going that far.
I mean, it's what it can.
Well, I'm going full WWE Titantron when I walk in a room if we can get that.
Yeah. And somebody responds, tourism built college football bowl games. Sure, fine.
That's great.
And look,
you know what? If in the scenario where Rutgers is hosting Boise State in the Sugar Bowl, the tourism of East Piscataway is going to be incredible. It's going to be off the hook.
Exactly. It's not like it's disappearing.
The money still goes somewhere in our great country. It doesn't just go to New Orleans.
Yeah. Why is it not intentional grounding when quarterback spikes the ball? It's written in the rule, I believe.
Yeah.
Somebody says I would rather watch commercials than a Taylor Swift concert.
Well, that's your choice.
Especially if you pay to go.
Yeah.
Kick it through the uprights on a kickoff. Kicking team receives 1 extra point, but the receiving team starts at the 40. I like where your mind is, though. That's super creative. You sacrifice field position to get 1 point if your kicker can kick it through the uprights on a kickoff. Shout out Carniero. He could do that.
Ricky is really driving the point home about what the Sugar Bowl does for New Orleans. I can't stress this part enough, Ricky. First off, I have two points. One, this isn't actually happening. Two, if I had ultimate power, I wouldn't care. I can't stress that part to you enough. That makes you mad, so be it. I don't care. But I'm putting the college football playoff games on campus. That's just how life's going to be under my regime.
But honestly, that's how I want it in real life too.
Yeah, I mean that's how I'd like it.
Aside, that's how I want it.
So,
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back. Just text line blowing up. We'll do a few more before we turn the page.
From the Venable.
Here we go. Sports Talk Mississippi. Here's more. Super Talk Mississippi.
Square inch of my body is just like,
Wait, say that again?
I said, like, I'm just old. I hurt. I'm like stretching and trying to get through it. Have you noticed I'm wearing like this? Have you seen this? Have you noticed this yet? You haven't noticed
What'd
this.
you do?
I cut my finger last night. Ugh. And I had to go to the doctor this morning because it was still bleeding.
Ooh.
So no stitches. Cut. But
you got some glue?
No, they just bandaged me up. They
didn't even glue it?
No.
Huh.
Said just wear this when you're at work, and then at home you can let it air dry. So it's like, all right. Yeah, I was cutting onions for the Taco Tuesday Cinco de Mayo explosion and slipped.
No.
It's like, oh no! And we just got some new knives. That thing was razor sharp, so which is a good thing, right? I've always heard like you want to cut yourself on a sharp knife. If you cut yourself on a dull knife, that doesn't cut. It tears. So
yeah. Wait, yeah. We've had a few dissenters on this.
Well, this one guy's just like, first off,
there's a couple of them.
Again, this is all hypothetical. But secondly,
I want this. I want this. I'm not going to shy away from that. I want this, regardless of whether it's hypothetical or not. These games belong on campus.
I can't be bothered to care that much about the name of the game. If the Peach Bowl wants to say, well, we're not going to let you call it the Peach Bowl if it's not in Atlanta. Okay, it's now the College Football Playoff quarterfinals presented by whoever. And we're still going to make our money, and you're the ones who aren't going to have the brand.
If Chick-fil-A doesn't want to sponsor it, Canes will.
Yeah, exactly. We've had like 2 or 3 people that mentioned they want the toilet bowl playoff. They want that best of 4 between the 4. So this year it would have been Purdue, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, and who am I leaving out? The ACC, Syracuse, and it's if you win, you're out. The loser advances, and so you have SEC versus ACC, Big Ten versus Big 12. Losers advance. And then whoever loses the last game is crowned the worst team. I would be all about that. Ultimate sicko mode. Let's go.
No, in real life.
Yeah.
But who cares?
No.
I want these college football playoff games on campus.
I do too.
The NFL does it, and they slap big sponsors on it, and they sell it to television networks all the same. And the atmospheres are so much better. And you're not going to move. You could move other people. I remember when Richard was on this show, he was in favor of keeping it where they are because the bowls, the bowl sites matter and things like that. And yes, there's a lot of history rooted in the city of New Orleans. You can still play games in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. You can do the Final Four, the semifinal and the championship, and have New Orleans be a host city. You can do the week 1 neutral site games there, and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that history is worth preserving as opposed to putting those games on campus, which would enhance the experience of them.
Agreed.
And it's not college football's job to prop up the local economy of New Orleans and Atlanta and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those cities get enough events. They have pro sports teams. They're fine.
They'll be fine. Yeah,
They're fine.
Nobody's going out of business because they didn't get the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans this year.
And if they are, they're not running a good business.
Yeah.
Oh, well. 601-879-4395. 601-879-4395. The C Spire text line. You want to be a part of the show? That is how you do it. Hey, Dad, we're going to be, although I'm concerned a little bit about the weather, but we're going to be on the road tomorrow.
We are. We are going to be we're going to be with our friends basically at Pearl River Resort tomorrow. That's going to be exciting. And as we did now, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I'm going to skip lunch tomorrow. Just want to let you know that, because if it's anything like it was last year, I need to not eat before we get there. But yeah, Super Talk Mississippi is hitting the road tomorrow. Both Gerard, Middays with Gerard, and Sports Talk Mississippi will be broadcasting from the Pearl River Resort in Philadelphia, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., a full day of coverage as we highlight the incredible partnership between the Mississippi Farm Bureau and the Mississippi Food Network through their Farmers Feeding the Hungry initiative. We'll be broadcasting from the heart of Philly. Keep listening to Super Talk Mississippi for a day of inspiration, information, and celebration with the home team at Mississippi Farm Bureau. Last year, I got pulled away to judge a wing-eating contest.
I remember that.
Or a ribs contest or something, and maybe it may have been ribs. People were just bringing us food the whole time. It was a glorious day. I'm looking forward to it again. And don't worry, I'll come hungry.
I'm going to get there early.
Yeah, I think we might want to show up maybe like 1:30ish.
Yeah,
just so we can. So I got a long day. I'm gonna do that and then drive back to Starkville, and I'll get. Normally a 7:00 first pitch, I'd be there in plenty of time. I'll be getting there a little late, I guess, for this one, but I will be at Dudy Noble Field for the first game between Mississippi State and Auburn.
Hour 2 in the books. We will come back for your college football fix, driven by Ford and your local Mississippi Ford dealer. On the other side of this break, Super Talk News coming your way, and then the college football fix. We'll be back.
Your home comes more Sports Talk Mississippi.
You ready, guys?
On Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back. Borkey and Hadad with you. Sports Talk Mississippi. You know what time it is. Let's talk some unlucky and lucky quarterbacks for the college football fix. Statistically,
the best-selling truck in America is the Ford F-150. And, of course, your Mississippi Ford dealers bring you the college football fix every day here on Sports Talk Mississippi. Statistically, if you need a new truck, the place to go is your Mississippi Ford dealer. Statistically, the Ford F-150 has been the best-selling truck in America for 50 years. Statistically, hey. Statistically, there's only one place to go. That's your Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
All right. Tom Fornelli, CBS Sports. This is really fun and interesting, to be honest with you. He looked at quarterbacks' completion percentage and the quarterbacks that got the luckiest and the most unlucky related to drops. So I'll go through the most unlucky quarterbacks, and it's their completion percentage adjusted for drops, the difference in their completion percentage adjusted for drops. So let's say your completion percentage was 60%, but your team had a 5% drop rate. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Okay.
How about this? A.J. Swan, Brian Hadad.
Oh.
Had the highest drop rate in college football at the quarterback position last season. He was the most unlucky quarterback at 5.76%. His completion percentage was adjusted for drops.
That's not the name I thought you would say there. So there
How about
you go.
that?
Yeah.
The Bulldog.
That's correct.
A.J. Swan. Bryce Underwood at Michigan was number 2, 5.5%.
Huh. Would not have guessed that as well.
Very interesting there. Maddox Madsden from Boise State, that guy.
Yeah, him.
He's one of 5 boys, and all of them are named after...
that's right. Yeah, they're all named after pitchers, right? Or baseball players.
And it's all M's.
It's all M's, yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah, him. Tucker Gleason from Toledo's 4th. Jake Retzlaw from Tulane was actually 5th.
Okay.
Blake Washington 6th. Joey Aguilar had 5. His completion percentage was 5% off because of drops last season.
Huh.
Byron Brown at South Florida, 4.77%. He was number 8. Again, that spring game. Auburn people are having to really just, do the Men in Black, forget everything I saw thing with his performance in the spring game. It was brutal. And apparently he was unlucky as well. But goodness, that was not a great audition for him. TJ Finley, Georgia State. Forgot he was a thing. He was number 9. Tad Hudson from Coastal Carolina, 10. Ben Finley from Akron. Shout out Joe Moorhead. He was number 11.
Well.
Marcel Reed, 4.5%. Number 12 in college football, most unlucky quarterback. Avery Johnson at Kansas State, 4.55%. Blake Shapen, 4.5%. His completion percentage was different because of drops. He was the 14th most unlucky quarterback in college football a season ago.
Like you make your own luck sometimes. I got to be totally honest with you, but that's fine.
I mean, because drops don't account for bad throws that hit your hands.
Right.
If it's behind you and it's also a duck and that's a drop.
Well, on top of that, like how many times did the ball get there before the receiver was anticipating it because Shapen was under such pressure that he just had to get rid of it? There's a lot that goes into that, but I definitely wouldn't argue too hard if you told me that Blake Shapen was unlucky. I'll put it that way.
And then Ryan Brown of Purdue was 15th. But what about the other side? Mm-hmm. The quarterbacks that had the lowest drop rate in college football. If you had to guess, have you seen this article yet?
I have not, no.
Okay. Who do you think number 1 and number 2 are? If you had to guess.
Sayin,
number 1, Julian Sayin, 1.18% adjusted for drops.
Arch?
Fernando Mendoza was number 2.
That makes sense, yeah.
At 1.19%. Ohio State, best group of receivers in college football. Indiana, quality receivers in their own right. A team that didn't make mistakes. There you go. 1 and 2.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Number 3 was Evan Simon from Temple. That's the guy that started because Trinidad didn't go there. Remember, Trinidad Chambliss was supposed to go to Temple.
Yeah.
And he changed his mind, went to Ole Miss to be a backup. Evan Simon. There you go. Braylon Braxton, Southern Miss, was the 4th, or had the 4th lowest drop rate in college football last year. He's a Saint, too, isn't he?
He is. That's correct.
They brought a couple more into their rookie minicamp. I believe Kyle Trask, there's a name for you, is also fighting for a roster spot with Mr. Braylon Braxton.
Yeah.
This rookie minicamp. Devin Dampier was number 5 from Utah. Damon Williams was number 6. Connor Weigman, because he's still playing college football a year ago.
Where was he playing? He's at Houston,
He was
right?
at Houston.
Yeah.
Yep. Ethan Vasco from Liberty. Drake Lindsey at Minnesota was the 9th most lucky, I guess, in this scenario, quarterback in college football. His receivers only 1.88% drop rate. Very good for his wide receivers. Luke Altmaier, 1.9%. He was number 10. Grayson Loftus. Hey, Dad, where did Grayson Loftus play quarterback last year?
UT San Antonio.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
His team will be in Oxford this year.
Charlotte?
Yeah. Grayson Loftus. Brock Lowry from Western Michigan, below 2%. Bo Pribula from Missouri, 2.07%.
Had good receivers.
Drop rate.
That bodes well for Mississippi State. They got one of them.
Yeah, yes. Ole Miss got what would have been a Missouri receiver from Auburn, but they got Caden Lee.
That doesn't count. That
doesn't count.
No.
Joe Labus from Central Michigan, 2%, and then Zevi Eckhouse. Where does he play college football, Hadad?
Zevi Eckhouse.
Or it could be Zevi, I suppose. Zevi Eckhouse.
I'm gonna go Bowling Green.
Washington State.
Oh, well, that was my second guess.
Yeah. So somebody asked, what do you mean by 5%? It is quite simply what a quarterback's completion percentage is versus what it would have been if they didn't have any drops. So if a quarterback had a 61% completion percentage, but his receivers had a drop rate of 5%, it would count as 66%.
66%. Yeah. Simple math. Pretty simple math. That's interesting. That's an interesting way of looking at things.
Because it could cut both ways. It could describe how good your receivers are,
or
how simply unlucky the quarterback is.
Yeah,
I'm surprised to not see Chambliss on either side of this. To be honest with you, he's not in top 15 or bottom 15. Neither one.
Just tells you that. I mean, that he threw catchable passes that were caught.
But not at a super high level.
But not at a super ridiculous high level. Yeah.
Interesting stuff there. So shout out Tom Fernelli, the research
also,
man.
Could possibly be, he didn't start the first two games, so maybe, didn't have the attempts. I don't know.
Missouri, obviously, starting Austin Simmons. Austin Simmons had more turnovers in 2 starts than Trinidad Chambliss did in 13.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did.
And one of those 2 starts was Georgia State. That's a tough pill to swallow for the Missouri fan that's looking at another playoff run this year when you look at it from that perspective.
Missouri is such a huge game for Mississippi State. I'm still on the Austin Simmons train, though. I think he's got talent. I think he'll be all right. I honestly don't think he would have gotten almost to the playoff. Let's be clear about that. But I think, as the year went along, kind of the same way Arch Manning did. We all threw all these expectations on Arch, and first couple of weeks he wasn't his best. He got better as the season went along. I think Austin Simmons would have gotten better as the season went along. The problem is, it probably would have cost Ole Miss a game that kept them out of the playoff.
More than one.
Probably.
I mean, they're losing to Arkansas, man.
See, I don't know.
One turnover and they lose to Arkansas.
I don't disagree with you, but Arkansas went 2-10 last year. I refuse to just pin that.
But did you watch that game?
I did watch it. Chambliss was awesome, but I don't know that Simmons.
Perfect.
I don't know that Simmons wouldn't have been great against that terrible Arkansas defense either. You're much more likely to sell me on Oklahoma, on LSU.
They're definitely not beating Oklahoma,
right? So
they're not beating LSU either. Brian Kelly would have saved his job.
Yeah. There's a butterfly effect that if Simmons doesn't get tweaked, his ankle tweaked in the Kentucky game, that Brian Kelly's still at LSU.
Brian Kelly's still at LSU. Kiffin's at Florida. John Sumrall's in Oxford.
Ooh. Do you like that better than what you have?
I don't think so.
Hold on. No,
hold on.
We got to come
back to that.
We got to come back to
Mississippi. We'll be back.
From the Venom.
Exciting news.
Brace yourself.
More Sports Talk Mississippi. Now.
Welcome back to Sports Talk Mississippi. So I've got the answer to your question.
Okay. But tell them what the question was.
The question was, if you were offered the scenario, Austin Simmons never gets hurt, LSU beats Ole Miss in Oxford, Brian Kelly keeps his job.
Which is probable.
Ole Miss goes like 8-4 or 7-5, whatever. Kiffin goes to Florida.
Yeah.
Ole Miss hires John Sumrall.
Right.
Would you take that over what is currently unfolding? No.
And I think I know why you're going to say no. Because you made the college football playoff.
They made the playoff. They won 2 playoff games. Trinidad emerged. They kept Keewan. They kept Deuce Alexander, Centurion Perkins, on and on and on and on.
Feels like if they hadn't been in the playoff and the divorce hadn't been as bitter as it was, that Chambliss and Lacey might have gone with Kiffin.
Well, and then all the success that they had.
Yeah. Well, Chambliss wouldn't have that. Here's the other side of that.
Chambliss doesn't fight.
Chambliss doesn't really exist. He's just
a guy.
He's just a guy. And then we're talking about do Simmons and Lacey go with Kiffin?
If they were even good, like if Simmons was even good,
I think in that scenario, you're talking about almost being 8-4, but they probably wouldn't have been 8-4. They'd been like 9-3, something like that. That was a good team. It was a good team. Look at you doubting Ole Miss. I'm got to be the one to push them up here.
Hey, Dad, I just watched the quarterback just turn it over religiously.
I'm just saying he would have gotten better. He would have gotten better as so. How many games did they lose in the regular season? One. Is that right? So they lose 3. They lose to Oklahoma and LSU in this scenario. I
don't know how you're giving them Arkansas. I don't know how. He turned it over. He turned it over against Georgia State 2 times.
Arkansas was terrible. Mississippi State beat them. All right, I'll give you Arkansas at home.
Did you watch the game?
I watched that game. I did watch that game.
They're not winning in Norman.
No, and they're probably not beating LSU.
Man,
that's
Florida would have beaten them with what they had.
I think Florida. You don't have as much.
You had a lot more if LSU's not in the picture.
I don't know.
If LSU's not in the picture, that would have been the worst night in the world.
Yeah.
But no, it's because of everything that happened and who emerged in the playoff. If the context was completely removed and it was promote a defensive coordinator or hire the guy that's taken all 4 of his teams to the conference championship in all 4 seasons, well, of course you take that guy.
Yeah.
But the scenario that gets you that guy is missing the playoff, not winning those games, not beating Georgia, not having all of the stuff that came with that. And so it's a non-starter.
I got you.
Can't believe you're giving Ole Miss the Arkansas game if Simmons doesn't get hurt. I'm not there.
They're so bad. I can't.
They weren't bad that night. Taylor Green was spectacular that night.
He was fantastic. I just think that their defense was so bad, like they would have found a way. Because the other side of the coin is true. You know, you say it's possible Simmons would have played, given them a couple turnovers and Arkansas wins. It's also possible that Simmons would have played the exact same game that Trinidad Chambliss played because Arkansas was so bad defensively.
Yeah, but so was Georgia State.
Yeah.
So was Georgia. Kentucky wasn't good either, and that was a struggle.
Again, I'm not gonna immediately say that you would Ole Miss, a team that went 11-1. Would have lost to a team that went 2-10. I just can't get there.
But I watched the
game. I understand. But Arkansas is not good. They were not good.
Their offense was good though.
It had moments where it was good. It was good in that game.
It was good in a lot of games.
I'll grant you that. It was good in a lot of games. It wasn't consistently just great. I mean, Arkansas got 13 points on Notre Dame, 22 points on LSU, 14 points on Missouri. They had moments where they weren't great. They scored, late against Auburn. They only scored 24 points on them. Yeah. Against Mississippi State, they should have scored about 60 points, but they had 800 penalties in that game.
Gosh. Somebody says, with Simmons as quarterback, Lacey isn't what he was with Trinidad. That is true. Giving the threat of the quarterback run helped open things up for Lacey, too. Simmons, good athlete, just obviously not the same.
Not the same kind of runner, no, for sure. But we say that at the same time, the Ole Miss offense, whoever the quarterback has been able to run the football when they handed the ball to a competent running back.
Yeah.
The one year they didn't do that, they had trouble running the football. But the first 2 years when they were by committee, then when Quinshon Judkins, and then last year, they've always had outstanding running backs. I don't think Lacey would have suffered that much.
Yeah. Larry says, I think y'all are selling Pete Golding short.
Well, of course you think that, Larry.
This comes after a different texter said that we need to calm down because we are comparing him to Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler and Nick Saban all at the same time.
The truth remains somewhere
in the middle.
Yeah, nobody's selling Pete Golding short, but are we going to argue that John Sumrall is a more proven head coach than Pete Golding is? Are we going to argue that Pete Golding is a more proven head coach than John Sumrall is?
He is not.
He is not.
I don't know if Sumrall could have navigated. There's
Well, that's a whole different scenario.
Yeah. Here's your dose of homerism, Larry. There's not many people that could have handled what went down and how it went down the way Golding did. That would have wrecked a lot of teams.
Yeah.
It helped they had veteran leadership and stuff like that, but a lot of those guys are still around.
And still had if Golding had gone to LSU, even if they had been like, hey, Golding's I wonder what Ole Miss would have done in that scenario. Not that it was ever really a real scenario.
Joe Judge.
I just don't know about that one. I know Ole Miss fans have bought into Judge.
Well, because he's done awesome things there. He's been great there.
I get that. I remember Joe Judge, the head coach, though, as the head coach of an NFL team.
Well, do you remember Nick Saban, awful. The head coach of an NFL team?
Well, I'm not going to let you do that.
It's a different league.
I'm not going to let you do what you just did.
It's a different league.
Nick Saban had already won national titles in college.
It's a different league.
Joe Judge, no, we're not going to do that.
It's a different league.
I guess. I'm not going to.
Not I guess. It is a different league. It's okay if a guy fails as a head coach in the NFL and
he
can be a really
in the playoffs. What are we doing here, guys?
Okay.
You want to switch? Let's switch rosters and see how that game goes. Then, what are we doing? Come on, guys. We got to have just a modicum of common sense here. That's not a good example.
Somebody says, for years, Ole Miss fans kept telling me we messed up hiring our defensive coordinator as head coach. They do the same thing. It's the best idea ever. Well, nobody said it's the best idea ever.
It couldn't have been for years. It was only 10 months that existed. Then he was gone.
Well, do you think that every defensive coordinator is the exact same guy? Zach Arnett was not ready for the job that he was unfortunately, tragically thrust into. Mm-hmm. He also,
he won his bowl game. So, similar situation.
Ask the Rodgerses what they think about what they were told about what they were going to do offensively, and he wasn't ready for it.
Yeah,
he wasn't ready for it. Ryan Day was ready for it.
And look,
Brent Key was ready for it. Marcus Freeman was ready for it. Some guys are, some guys aren't.
We don't know that Pete Golding is totally ready for it.
We don't.
That
early returns are great.
The early returns are fantastic. But think about Arnett at this point. That time where he had already gotten commitments from 5 of the top guys in Mississippi, and it looked like everything was trending great. Yeah, got to play the games. I still say this too: this Ole Miss team is so talented. This isn't going to be a great year to judge Pete Golding anyway. It's having Chambliss and Lacey and the talent they have on offense, and having the building blocks on defense that they have. They're going to be good next year.
If they're not, there's a problem.
Yeah, if they're not, then I can judge him. But if they're successful, you can still say, all right, let me see what he does next year when he's got his own quarterback and his own...
That wouldn't be entirely fair.
Well, it would have been if Moorhead had come in year one with Fitzgerald and all those guys on defense, and they had been better than they were. You could have. I think a lot of people would have attributed that. Well, that was Mullen's team. Let's see what it looks like in a couple of years.
In the portal era, though,
the portal era is different.
But those are your guys because they are free agents every year, and they chose you.
I think we know that next year Deuce Knight is probably going to be the quarterback at Ole Miss. So it's fair to say, what does he look like after a year in the program?
I don't know if this true freshman from Baylor is going to take Deuce Knight's job, but
that seems unlikely. Yeah.
But no, the coordinators are not the same. Just because Zach Arnett, and again, just because guys were successful doesn't mean this one will be too. But look around at these schools that have hired coordinators and what they've become. Dan Mullen was a coordinator, Mississippi State fan. That worked out. Dan Lanning was a coordinator. That worked out. Marcus Freeman was a coordinator. That's working out. Ryan Day was a coordinator. Brent Key was a coordinator, promoted from within. Just because Arnett failed doesn't mean Golding's going to fail. Those are not apples to oranges. They're different guys with Pete Golding's resume is a hell of a lot more impressive than Arnett's was at the time.
You know what I like to say? People are like, this is Kiffin's record with Golding and without, right? Or his whatever it is.
It did get a lot better.
Well, I'd be like, yeah, but the one year he had an elite defense, Arnett was there.
That's such a good That's
the comeback. The year they were great on defense, they were the best defense in the country. Who was in the booth sitting right next to him, feeding him the lines?
They also invested like hell on.
They did. But hey,
narratives, man.
It's all. You got to pitch your narratives where you can.
Wasn't Kiffin a coordinator? No, he was head coach.
He was absolutely a head coach. He had been a head coach many times over.
It was an NFL head coach.
Now,
He didn't go well, but that wasn't
He
really
was
his
a coordinator, but he was also a head coach.
601-879-4395. We'll be back.
From the Seabrook.com.
Or Sports Talk Mississippi. Now.
Good question on the text line. How many of Saban's former coordinators' assistants have gone on to be head coaches and failed or it did not work out? There's a few.
Okay.
Jim McElwain, obvious failure at Florida.
He did, but he won the East twice.
I know, but...
I mean, if that's the failure, sign me up sometimes.
No kidding. Loxley's doing okay, but that's not something that's not a feather in the cap.
Brian Daboll was not a great. He never never coached in college as a head coach, but was not a good NFL head coach.
No, Jeremy Pruitt was a failure at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Got them in trouble.
Napier technically never a coordinator, so he doesn't count.
No, but at Saban assistant.
Yeah.
Didn't work out at Florida. Muschamp, you can. I don't think
not a great head coach.
No. But he's also got Smart, Sark.
Jimbo won a national title.
Won a title.
Great.
Dan Lanning, Cristobal.
Yeah.
Signetti.
I forgot about him, yeah. Yeah, Signetti, yeah. Not a coordinator, but yeah.
No, Brent Key,
yeah.
Butch Jones.
Charles Huff, coached under
Charles Huff.
Oh. Butch Jones, oh, God.
Derek Dooley, also.
No, that's a failure one.
Another failure. So, I mean, it's a mixed bag, but it's a lot more success than failure.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kiffin went to the Nick Saban School of Coaching rehab as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody takes the place of Nick Saban in this is where you go to get... I mean, Kirby Smart could probably start doing that if he wanted to.
Probably. It would be smart. No pun intended.
Pun absolutely intended.
It wasn't.
You absolutely intended
for any coach to be like, you know what we need to do? We need to model ourselves. Look, saying that you want to model your program after what Nick Saban did at Alabama, nobody's going to disagree with you on that. Like that feels like a path to winning. So yeah, bringing in former head coaches and giving them administrative jobs and telling them help me in any way you can. You can't go wrong with that idea.
No, you certainly cannot. Judge coached under Saban.
Yeah.
Former Mississippi State head coach Joe Judge.
Yeah. You talk about something that would have been a disaster.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Why? Because it didn't work in the NFL?
And I just don't
under the Giants, who are grossly incompetent as an organization?
I understand that, but that part of their incompetence was hiring Joe Judge to be their head coach.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because it's gone so well since then.
Well, I mean,
and you can't blame him for that.
They just hired John Harbaugh.
They lucked into that.
Let's see how that goes, though. They hired a good coach. I just don't think he was. I mean, this is a guy who would never. I say this all the time about Joe Judge. If he had not been an alum, and I just told you Mississippi State hires Patriots special teams coordinator as new head coach, that is universally going to be like, they did what? But because he was alum, you give some leeway there.
You know, the thing that people say that he does the best since he's been in Oxford is structure, organization.
Well, I'm sure he did.
He
worked under the best for that. But how's he as a recruiter? And then what kind of staff was he going to put around him? You know, there was a lot of rumors when he was one of the top candidates that his offensive coordinator was going to be Will Hall, and I would have been interested to see how that looked. You know, but
gosh, that is one of the more, you know, Tulane doesn't move the needle much, right? I mean, they just don't. But Will Hall in Tulane is fascinating.
Yeah,
and he seems like a really good guy, and he really cares about Mississippi and really cared about Southern Miss. I think if
he wanted to win. I don't doubt that he wanted to win. He just didn't do it.
But I think if you're a Southern Miss fan, you want him to fail miserably at Tulane.
You do,
because if he doesn't, what does that mean
Well, I mean, I think
it's not fair, but it's reality. If he's successful at Tulane, what does that say about?
Well, it doesn't say. It says that he didn't do a good job at Southern Miss because Huff came in and immediately won.
They went 7-5.
But they went. They were. What were they the year before?
True.
He won,
and he brought all of his players with him from Marshall. Though
he did. I get that, but I don't think that says anything about Southern Miss. Southern Miss can be successful. I'm not too concerned about that.
Somebody says, what about all the DUIs in Oxford? Yeah. The 2 DUIs over the weekend. Burn the program down. Pete Golding should be fired today.
I said it on yesterday's show when we talked about this, that this should be the final straw. The program should be shut down.
Man, it's really stupid. They have 100 kids on the roster. Sometimes they do dumb things.
Yeah, like who cares?
One of my best friends got a DUI. He's a wonderful father and a high-functioning member of society.
I don't want people to get DUIs, but people get DUIs. It happens all the time. It's not an indictment on literally anything.
Like 2 of them?
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
when
that's
you have
dumb,
the Georgia thing,
when you have 24?
When it's every other week, another guy's getting arrested, that's one thing. But
like if they have 2 more this weekend, then we're going to come on here on Monday and be like, what the hell's going on?
Then we can talk about it. But, 2 guys get a DUI, who cares?
It is stupid. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah,
if it becomes a persistent problem,
idea,
then you've got a problem.
Right. Well, another diamond dog to the majors. Add another number to the outfield wall, and it was something I knew was going to happen. Eric Sarantola is been called up by the Royals. I knew he's another Brandon Woodruff guy. Never clicked for him in college, but once he just got to pitch full time, the talent was too good. And he will be. I bet you he has a long career in the majors. So, congrats to Sarantola.
It's awesome.
To Kansas City.
Just add another one to the outfield wall.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I wonder if they'll have it up this weekend.
DUI. What about Miami's old school team? Well, you hope they don't act like that.
But. If I can get Miami's record from like 83 to 90, don't care. Do not care.
That video of, pardon the interruption, breaking down and being very angry about Greg Olson's participation in a rap song.
That was the least of their concerns back in the day. Come on, man.
Greg Olson's lines in that song.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah, but don't care. Don't care. Miami fans didn't care. Why should they care? Their team was the best team in college football. They won national titles. But you can tell me right now that, hey, Mississippi State football is going to have this reputation of being a criminal-laced program. But in the next 7 years, they're going to win 4 national titles and never win less than 9 games in a season. I'll open up my Band-Aid here, squeeze out a little blood, and I'll sign it in that. No problem.
Yeah, Clown says Huff was an anomaly. Easy to do when you bring your entire team with you.
But that's the new way of college football. You got to hire a head coach, and he's got to bring his team with you. That's what Penn State's banking on this year, for sure. Georgia, it's not so much at Florida. They didn't bring a ton of Tulane guys, but I think it also matters like the step. Like I wouldn't want if I hired a group of 5 coach. I mean, I know it did work out for Cignetti, but Cignetti is just the ultimate outlier. But I wouldn't want a bunch of group of 5 guys at a Power 4 school. But if you're going Power 4 to Power 4, you're going to Iowa State to Penn State. Sure, it should work.
Did you see the quotes from Indiana's former strength and conditioning coach, or one of them who's now at Tennessee, about the Rose Bowl?
I think so.
You got to read them.
Okay.
Alabama straight up quit in that game. Indiana made them quit early.
Well, we knew that, though. I mean, watch the game. You can tell.
Hearing the way that a coach on the sidelines describes Alabama as a team's mentality early in that football game is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
It would terrify me if I were an Alabama fan. I mean, and DeBoer's good. Like, he's good. That would scare me, though.
Yeah.
You're in the Rose Bowl. It's a playoff game. And you've got the other sideline in the first half talking about how you quit. Ooh. Why can't you have your team's attention in that game?
Marty asked if I would be okay embezzling funds from a children's hospital. Not for the results that LSU has gotten. If I'm going to embezzle funds from a children's hospital, I demand national titles.
Yeah, the children's hospital is a bridge too far.
Is it?
Using a children's hospital
you get 4 national titles in the next 8 years at Ole Miss in football, but we're going to embezzle money.
Cancer patients?
We're going to embezzle money.
Cancer patients?
We're going to embezzle money from a children's hospital. But you get 4 national titles.
Can you embezzle money through
I don't know what
a local business instead? Because
you could, but why do that when
I'd rather 1 title and embezzle money through local business than 4 titles and embezzle money through a children's hospital.
I'm just saying.
Still can't believe that happened.
It's tough.
Of all the college football stories you've heard, that one's among the toughest to deal with.
Yeah, LSU only got 1 national championship out of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So.
601-879-4395. What's coming up on Thunder and Lightning here in, I can't do math, 18 minutes?
Yeah, we got a lot of baseball to talk about. Jacob Rudner from Baseball America will join us to sort of go over their postseason predictions and how he thinks a Starkville regional and what this series coming up is going to look like. We got to talk a lot about Starkville, the game here in Starkville this weekend, Mississippi State and Auburn.
We'll be right back. Sports Talk Mississippi.
From the it's time to get real.
Real sports talk for Mississippi.
It's time for you to get real with it.
Sports Talk Mississippi continues on Super Talk Mississippi.
Rumors spreading round in that Texas town about the shack outside the game. And you know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that home out on the range. They got a lot of nice girls.
Calm down over there.
The NFL was about to have, or possibly going to have, a officiating strike. The officials were not happy with their rather gaudy compensation that they received for getting calls mostly wrong in games. I'm kidding. They're pretty good at their jobs. But there was going to be some kind of holdout labor dispute, whatever, and so the college officials were going to get called up to the NFL, and then the trickle-down effect would have been not great for college football, I don't think. Sounds like that is going to be fixed before the season begins. No replacement refs this year, as expected anyway. Things could change. But the NFL Referees Association, a real thing, they have a union too, are holding a vote soon. Most people believe that vote will be to, ratify the CBA, and no replacement refs coming to the NFL.
All right.
So that saga possibly coming to an end.
I didn't even know it was a saga.
I told you about it before.
Did you?
I did. We talked about it a little bit. Because then they would have had to replace them with college refs, and then the college refs would have...
There was the trickle-down effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But
crisis seemingly...
Crisis averted. Very good.
It appears to be that way anyway.
Good.
We got to talk a lot about baseball tomorrow. I know we'll be at the barbecue competition and we'll be eating lots of food, but we'll have to talk a lot about baseball in between bites. The what did that guy call the bologna that he took sliced it down and then smoked bologna. It with the cheese and the jalapenos in there? Oh my gosh,
it's really good. Little Mississippi round steak. Yeah.
Mississippi round steak, that's what it is. Whoever that guy was, if you're listening right now,
do that again.
We'll take whatever we can get. We are not.
No, we're not picky about anything.
But if you're doing one of those,
just don't Don't be afraid to do it, is what we're trying to tell you.
Don't forget about us, okay?
Yeah, we will be tomorrow live in Philadelphia, Mississippi for the Mississippi Farm Bureau and the Mississippi Food Network, the Farmers Feeding the Hungry initiative. So it's going to be Gerard. He'll be there all day. He'll be there for his show, and then we'll be there for ours. So we're going to be in Philadelphia all day at Pearl River Resort. Please come by, say hello. We'd love to see you.
We'd love to see you. And, great music. I remember as the show was ending last time,
they were cranking it up.
They were playing the hits, man. We need to get that to go down again.
Yeah.
At one point, the text on it was like, y'all shut up. The music's too good. So, we'll get about a 6-pack of beers into Hadad, too, before the show starts and really go wild. We're going to have a great day.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
You can't drink on the air, but nobody said anything about before the air.
If I want to drink 6, though, I'd rather just go ahead and drink 10.
Well, hey,
then how am I going to get home?
We can really have a good show tomorrow.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, Dad, one of these days we're going to have just a live stream, not a radio show, just a live stream where we got a cooler in front of us and we're just watching football one day. We got to do that one day.
If we can sell it, let's do it.
I don't even need to sell it.
No, we need to sell it. I'm not doing it.
I don't even care about that.
I'm doing that for free.
You're not drinking beer and watching football for free?
Well, we got to get somebody to pay for the beer. If we don't sell it,
I will.
Oh, so here. I'm not going to just have 1.5 beers.
I'll get a 30-pack of Natty.
Oh, a Natty?
We can really have a good time.
Oh, God. What are we going to eat, huh? Get the Little Caesars?
It doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah, I guess at that point you're right. It doesn't matter. Somebody asked, is it possible Ole Miss and State play each other in the SEC tournament? I believe it's possible. I don't know. Obviously, we got a long way to go to settle the brackets. I think the last time I looked, they would have been on opposite sides, but who knows what's going to happen in these next 2 weekends.
Yeah, a lot can change.
What's Ole Miss's SEC record right now?
They have
12
wins.
So they're 2 games behind State. State's in 4th. I don't know where Ole Miss is, but the way the SEC tournament is set up, if they did play each other, it'd probably be on something like a Friday or a Saturday. So we'll see.
Y'all be safe out there. The weather hasn't the heavy weather has not creeped into Mississippi quite yet, but it will not too terribly long from right now. So be safe out there. Don't ignore the sirens and the signals. We want to see you tomorrow. And, check out your weather forecast, charge your phones, that kind of stuff. Go into an interior room if necessary.
Don't cut your finger.
Don't cut your finger. Yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the road.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
Hadad will see you after the news.
I'm not going anywhere.
But I'll see you guys tomorrow on the road. Y'all have a good night. More Hadad coming up.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.